My prayer meeting is still going on, which I'm ignoring. Are we on? No. We on? No.
We're streaming now on YouTube.
Hey. We on and we're talking in the public. That's 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago. It's not on, thank you. You can turn on. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to find it now so I could post in the meantime. 3 minutes, Doris was. Yay. That all of it could stay there and ask a whole set of questions and come off late. So she's fighting our pastor because she has to bring across that point. She's going to prove him wrong. It's okay. She's getting good teaching here. Then he's going to blame me. My phone is going to ring very early in the morning. So you're empowering your people, huh? Why do I get a bad end of the stick in life? Yeah.
Remember, you're live.
Where's Pastor? Thank God I'm not calling his name. Do you know that I'm in love with my pastor? He's such a sweetheart. He's my pastor. I could say that. Okay, I'm safe. 20 people share. Yay, where's Doris? Okay, so we are live. And then the song says, He's alive. He's alive. Hallelujah. Today my eyeball was hurting me. I thought I was not going to make the program tonight. Because I need to switch classes, and I don't switch classes because I'm on a show. So I have the lights, and my eyes is super sensitive to light. So I'm on the light, and then the pain, it's inside the eyeball, not around the socket, but just in the eye. And when I turn, it tears. So I had to quickly turn back. So now I'm looking up and I'm looking back down. I'm looking up on the lights. I said, Lord, I can't come on here with these glasses. And then I can't see. Once I turn and the light catch my eyes, and I can't see. So all I'm seeing is light. Then I have to wait for it to come down and calm down, stay quiet. Or else I close my eyes and I sing. But I don't want to turn off my camera and put the glasses on for 5 minutes because that takes a long time. So tonight I just take it off. If it starts to hurt me, I will just ask everybody to excuse me for a while and let them know that I have to put it on. Well, now as they're not here, I can put it on. And then once they're coming in, then I turn it back off. Because it's hunting and I don't want to go through that pain tonight. So what I'm gonna do, it's just an eye protection. Yeah. And I'm seeing perfect. Anyways, tonight I'm Ray Charles. Do 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 do. And if I make a mistake and don't go outside with it, I'm doomed. That U-turn is coming so fast because I can't see once I go outside. So these glasses that I just take off, that's inside glasses. But once the light goes on, or if I'm watching TV, I have to put it on because then I can't see. And then I turn my head, and then the light is gonna just blind me. So I just see light. So as soon as somebody come in, then I'm gonna change. Louise Ambrose, she says she's here. I'm here. Louise, what caused you to stay so long before you come on? You know, I really have to talk to her private, find out what takes. And I didn't even see her for the week. She just decided to dump us. So, Louise, do you like my glasses? Say yes. Okay, so we're playing the waiting game with everybody and wait for everybody to come in. There's 2 questions here. Who's the question? Oh, Doris is here. That's good. So which means everybody's gonna be coming on. So I'm gonna change it once everybody start coming. Give me a chance to change it back. She look radiant tonight. Hey Doris.
Hi, Tex.
We were waiting on everybody to come in, and then I'll take my glasses off and put my inside glasses on.
Veronica is going to come on, but she's going to be a little late.
Okay, that's okay. Who else is coming on? Pastor Fleming is coming on tonight with us again. Is Pastor Rodney coming? I didn't get a message and I cannot touch my phone now.
Did not get a message from him, so I just checking.
For work. I want to sign off. I want to leave this platform. Turn my camera off. Yep, I leave. 2 people was causing. Oh, well, Pastor Victor, you cannot call me when I'm on Zoom. It doesn't work. Okay. So T, you want us to start? Because we're on anyway, yeah?
We are. Hi, Doris. Good night. Good to see you.
Hi, Tex.
Been a while.
Yes, it has.
Yes, we can proceed.
All right. Hallelujah. We give God praise and thanks for this next segment tonight. Is heart to heart, men hurt twice more than ladies. And the other part is heart to heart, women of integrity, being it all, but keeping their shirts on. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work tonight. I have some good questions to ask tonight. I know this is gonna be stirring a pot with a lot of pepper in it, and it's gonna be heated. I don't want to take too long because it's now 26 after 8. So which means in the Caribbean is 9:26. And I don't know why everybody is not on as yet, but the Bible says where 2 or 3 is gathered. I beg your pardon?
Brother Rodney sent his apologies when they are.
Why do you guys send it late? Like, don't you know at 1 o'clock you're not coming on? Yeah. Mhm. Okay, let me try Lloyd Patrice. I think he may want to. Well, he's gonna come on there, and if you like on the program, he's gonna come on here. Let me see if Lindona wants to come on. It's gonna be too late for her to wake up and be here in the morning again. It's crazy, but let me give her an invite. Um, we're on. If it's okay, you can come on. All right. Okay. So we're gonna start with some questions. I know it's just the 3 of us, and let's see what's gonna happen. Jason, are you coming on? Yeah. Uh-uh. Teresa, go ahead. I'm just gonna go through this to see. I have a lot of messages here from those guys, integrity guys.
Okay, I hope I got those questions right, but
It's okay. I'll read it out. Let's start with. We can start with number 1.
mhm.
Emotion versus relationship. What does it mean to individuals or to you? Because just 3 of us here. We're gonna talk. I thought John was coming. No, he's not coming on. Okay.
Emotions versus relationships. What does that mean? Wow, that's could we have a relationship without emotions involved? I mean, there has to be some kind of connection. Once a connection takes place, then it has to be because of emotions, right? I think of, you meeting someone and your spirit just don't give for that person. And so there's no way that a relationship can be built because for some reason, there's no connection, there's no emotional, well, there is an emotion, yes, but a negative one. Um, so there must be some emotions for a relationship to take place. Whether it's a relationship that will grow or one that would be distanced. I'm still playing my head around how to explain it.
I'm gonna be the bad person tonight and drop a lot of nuggets. And then you guys can attack me. Feel free. I'm used to that. I'm not easily moved by anything or by anyone. Now. So for number 1, emotion versus relationship. A man could have a relationship with you and has no emotional ties. And have some women in the world, they can have a relationship with you and there is no emotions. because it have some ladies who were hurt very young in life and being rejected from a marriage, and somebody come along and say, you know what, I love you. Yeah, I love you.
Mhm.
And the person could be in that relationship for a good 3 years and have no attachment, which means those are the people that have how you call this thing, no attachment. They just have a sex relationship. It's no attachment. At the end of the night, she go, he go.
You can see my face, right?
But it's
I,
not.
I would have thought that would only happen where you have the persons who does it for money, right?
No.
Not really. Um,
Because if
you
I
know,
can have an attachment, I can't. You can't touch me. You can't come close to me if I don't have, you know.
And some women just decide not to have a relationship, so they just have a sex partner. You come over, let's have sex. You done? Bye. I'm going to sleep now. You're still here? Bye. And there's some men, they have a relationship with no attachment. You know, you just my booty call. Just come over and have a call, and then I'm leaving. The problem is some ladies get very attached very quick, and then they end up getting hurt again and again and again. And then they get to the bad side of themselves and say, nobody's going to do it to me. Now, this is my time now to play the game. And they play the game. It's a children, it's a very dangerous game, but some people play it because of hurt. Some girls, like they grow up and they've been sexually abused by their fathers, by the uncle, by the brothers. And then they say, well, yeah, when I get big, guess what I'll do? I will hurt men. And they grow up just hurting men. They
So
make
there
up.
is so there is an emotion involved. It's just not a positive one. It's a negative emotion.
No, there is no emotion in the relationship. She has emotion. The emotion is pain, but then she know what she wants to do with it. I'm gonna cause you to fall in love with me, and when I'm done, I'll teach you a lesson, and I'll show you who can hurt who. There's no attachment. She just there, and she there for a purpose to say what she wants to say, and then walk away. So now let's talk.
Yeah, I probably see where you're going with it now, and I could see it more from the men's point of view, and the woman getting attached and thinking, you know, I have something here, whereas they have nothing. Yeah, I could see it now that you bring it out that way. But for me personally, I can't do it.
Huh?
I can't. For me personally, I can't. I mean, I have to have some kind of, okay, unless I'm completely fooled by this guy. But if I know that person is just coming to play a game, I'm not gonna get into that.
You would never.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's only if that person would completely fool me. And maybe that's what happened to me. I didn't have
In,
what's
oh, your mic off. Mute. In a relationship, whether a man is coming to have a relationship with you or you're going to have a relationship with him, he would never let you know. He'll come and he'll play his cards and he'll play it well. He'll play his deck. He will tell you what you want to hear. And he will do that for a good how much months. And then the minute time he gets into bed with you, then it's like, ooh, offshore. I'm gonna call you and you there and you're moping because I give my heart. He say he loved me. I give my heart. I give my time. And then you realize at the end of the game, bye, he's gone. That's when he has no emotion attachment. So he just come to play the game. And now ladies is doing it well now. I have some ladies out there, they are cutthroat because why, they've been hurt too many times. So now they step in the game now. You don't listen. A man just want to have sex. Just let's get it there. A man just want to have that. So for him, there is no attachment. That's what he feels for. That's what he wants. So he will do it and go. That's why a man could close his eyes and sleep with anything that walk the street. Anything. Somebody sent me something once and I was so angry. And I physically called the person back and tell them off. And then when I did, 2 days after, I had to call and say I'm sorry because I didn't know that that was true. She has a sister that is crippled, and this guy come once a month and he just service her, take all her money and go with it. How could you see somebody that can walk, can move, and you're having sex with them? And then I've learned a man would have sex with anything, and walk away. And like nothing, it's just going to use the bathroom and he finished and he walked away. Hey, let's talk. Louis, what do you think? Ask a question. Doris.
Sometimes, emotion, people when you go into relationship with emotions, you don't make good decisions. There are women who just use men to comfort them coming out of a relationship where they've been hurt. So it comforts them trying to forget that other person. But for me, I cannot have sex with someone if I have no emotions or I don't get that feeling. So for me, that's not a problem, never has been, and never will be. Because in order for me to sleep with someone, I have to know you very well. I do my homework, okay? I check people out and I do my homework well. So people can lie to you so much, and you could let them think they lied to you, but at the end of the day, you have your head on. So who is lying to who, or who is playing who? So, they could only lie to naive people or people that's very, like you say, emotional, and they get comforted. But men does the same thing as well as women. And yes, I know of women who have casual sex, and for them, there is no ties, no emotion. They just do it. I don't know how they can do that because I can't. If I don't have any feelings for you, you can't touch me, you can't come near me. I don't want nothing from you. I'm not taking anything from you, because when men give you things and they start trying to shower you with gifts and stuff, they're trying to buy you. You cannot buy my love or buy me.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that.
Hmm.
I lived in New York. Oh my God, if I was that type, I would have been rich today, because I could have taken a lot of men for all that they got. Nice cars, want to pay my rent, to put me somewhere because I live with family. But me, I'm not fooled by those things. So if I don't have that feeling for you, it doesn't matter what you see, what you do. It's not going to matter. So people who does that, it baffles me that they can just go sleep with someone just for the fun of having sex. And that's me. But men does the same thing. They just have sex with women. And what you said there about that, that's just, and yeah. One guy told me once, and he said that, he said, listen, let me tell you as a man, do not ever leave any woman with your man or your husband, whether they are friends, whether they are family, because men are very easily aroused. Touch them in the right place, do the right thing, and they'll lose control just like that. And, that could be true. I can't tell you because, I'm not in that field. So emotion, I would advise anyone not going to a relationship, the emotions just coming out from one and being hurt and being angry and upset, except you say like a woman is trying to use a man for the convenience. And a man doing that to a woman.
Oh, well, Louis just alert something in me. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I'm gonna read it. Physical challenge people do have needs and want to be touched as well. It is very possible that the physical challenge woman is the one who make the arrangement. What? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gonna confess something. I went and do a course. Yeah. Until today, I'm still angry. The teacher came on one day and he says, um, we were doing brain something, but the course was on addiction. So they will tell you like the different type of addiction and what the government allowed and what the government don't allowed. And one day he says, physical challenge people, it's arranged by the government so that people can come in to sleep with them in a private place so they can have their needs fulfilled. Now, Louis just say that, and that just bring back the anger in me. I think these people and them just need a massage on the back, on the shoulders, because when you're physically challenged, there is no need to go that step. Now, I will say for the first time in life, Louise, I respect you and thank you very much. But to me, that is still painful. And she says, sometimes it is possible that the physical challenge woman is the one that arranged that. Hey.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh,
But sex, I have seen physically challenged people. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't walk or anything like that, but they have disabilities and they're pregnant and have kids and all of that. So like she said, they have emotions just like any of us. They have needs to be fulfilled just like any of us. And so um, you can tell when some have been taken advantage of. The younger ones or the very old persons, I have a serious, difficulty with that. But a young, person, childbearing age, whatever, and I see they have kids, and I'm like, and more than one, and before I used to feel sorry for them too, wondering, what's happening. But there you go. I mean, maybe Lois is quite right.
yes, she's right. Yes, she's very right. But it pains me if the person is physically challenged too. I don't have a problem with the both of them doing what they want to do, but I have a problem with a strong person just taking advantage of them. That's just because that's what just if she's a woman, I just think it's just wrong in every area. But again, she has needs, and there comes my boss. And hallelujah, glory be to Jesus. And my question is for the topic that we are doing, it's called emotion versus relationship. What does it mean to the individual? And then I said, men, their mind are not affected. Yeah, I know. I know. But it's very painful still. I love you, but now don't let me get angry with you. So so I was saying, For a man, it is a natural response. We are not speaking of those who are not treated well. Yeah, okay. So got it. So she says we are not speaking about those that is not treated well. So I'm talking about emotion in a relationship. Emotion versus relationship. And have some people, they just have flings. They just come and they have fling. A man will have no problem going and sleep with somebody and then finish, walk away, use the bathroom and walk away. A woman is the same thing. And I want to find out, if you don't know somebody, why would you let Sketchy come over and do that to you? So my boss, coming from a man perspective. Hallelujah. Father, in the name of Jesus, bless me. Now, I cannot hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Thank God his mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, text was I was hearing the conversation before I come on here.
Thank God you have an echo so nobody could hear you good. It's so very good.
Yeah.
Stay in your bed. Yes.
Yes.
Mm,
Okay. And what Louise was saying and whatever was being said about physically challenged people. Yes.
yeah.
And
Your mic is not working. He just wants to talk like Elvis Presley. Yeah. I don't think that I mean every bad thing that I'm saying about him. I think because his mic is not muted. Yes. The text just prayed. John had. No, Louise, I did not. Is the mic working?
I know it, Louise.
Father, let that mic don't work tonight.
All right, let's see what happened here now.
Woo,
Are we good?
hello.
Yep.
Yes, we are good.
Yes. All right. So I am third mind are not African. Yes. Text the conversation before you rebutted on your conversation for tonight. Um,
Did I rebut or I say I want to be the bad person tonight?
I don't know what you say, but what I'm saying that you was amazed at the fact that people that are challenged was given or was brought in a situation where their need was satisfied, the sexual desires was filled. And people do go through that. There are people just like us, Pastor might be get from the chair, they're put on the bed, but there are times when these people they have feelings too. They did not born without feelings. Yes, they might have an accident, something that will cause them to be in that state. But does not mean that they don't have feelings, sexual feeling, they come in all the senses just like you. Doesn't mean they can't move around. Doesn't mean because they can't move around effectively like you and I. Doesn't mean that they don't have a desire. I know blind people who have children. Two blind people who have children. Yeah.
That's
Um,
okay. Because in the same
and
position. But my thing was a strong person just going to take advantage of them.
no,
That's
no, 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 not taking advantage. It's people. That's a different story altogether. If somebody go and take advantage of someone like that. I was watching someone today with a mentally challenged woman have a baby in the park. She just happened to have a baby. She's sleeping like she been out and I mean, who's that person that take advantage of this person in that case? Yeah, it might be somebody of a same kind. Drug addicts who are on the street mentally disturbed. They have sex too. Yes. They do, and they have sex everywhere and anywhere in the park. They get pregnant and they have children. Yeah, it's something that often happens. People mental state, physical state. It doesn't mean that they don't have a desire to have sex either. And some people take advantage of it. Yes, they do. Some people make the feelings known to the people who are taking care of them, and those persons provide persons for them to have a relationship with. If it's temporary for 5 minutes or 2 hours or whatever it is, pleasurable moments, they just let them have it. Yeah. So that happens.
Okay, so so I was speaking about relationship where people come in, both ladies or men, just come in and have um relationship with no attachments. Come in and
Oh,
have a relationship with
well,
no.
I heard you say that Louis said that those things happen. I won't doubt that.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are apartments building and perhaps in your apartment there are mentally disturbed people that is there and people come to get medication every day? They come. The government don't put them in mad houses every day. They put them in apartment buildings. They put them in homes, in nearby homes. The doctors come and visit them and give them the medication every day. They live right in the neighborhood. You don't know who they are because they are on medication. There's doctors and police officers on medication to keep themselves normal. And they live in the apartment next to you. You one past your neighbor, two those them you might be one that is taking medication to keep her calm. And she saying, "Hi Tax, how you doing today?" And next she pass, she don't get your medication and then she pass, she like you never seen you before. But right next door to you. So those things do happen.
My floor is a senior floor, okay? And they're my girls.
Well, you never know. The
So
senior might be physically challenged, mentally challenged, and she have to get her medication on time. So she may get medication that lasts her for 3 days, and then if the guy show up late, 2 hours later than it should be showing up, you might have a erratic neighbor next door. So that'll be on time.
high alert.
hmm
I would be on that door is gonna stay open whole
I,
day.
I I only become aware of that when my wife was sick. That there was that one of the person that came to visit her, he said, well, when he heard the way she was, he said, well, he had somebody the same flow that he had to come and give the medication every morning by 6 o'clock, and that is my neighbor. They was my neighbor. Yeah. So we never know. So the arranging for of convenience arrangement for those people, I'm doubting that the government do that. At the
You
caregiver.
know,
I mean, think about it. Last fall or last spring, the government passed amended the Assistance Suicide Act that anybody that is taking care of somebody that they feel the person is terminally ill and they will make it they could authorize I think it's Bill 340. They can authorize
that's me.
the maid, yeah, to kill them. So
Yeah,
that would not surprise me if government have people going and being the pimp for some of those people to get them somebody to come and take care of them, you know, for a moment.
mm.
Don't think the government is an angel, eh? They're not God.
I, I know it was just I was not prepared for that segment in the school. So when that came up, I was not
Mm,
pleased and I was not happy.
yeah.
And then they had to take me outside, come see me and talk to me and tell me about. I got so sick. I was not good. I was not
Let
feeling
me, let
good.
me let me let me give you advice here, Tex. I know that you're a very spiritual woman, but the whole outside of you lacking that, and they do all that kind of stuff. So when you go there, you have to go there open mind, be prepared to deal with those people. It will happen. You may, as you continue to go through these things, you'll be more exposed to a lot of this ungodliness, and you have to learn to deal with
I
it.
mean,
And so when you go in, ask for covering, ask for protection, so that when you get in those situations, this thing comes up, the spirit will just be that shield and guard over you, so you wouldn't feel like, oh my God, what are they doing here? No, I get into those situations and I smile in it because I am prepared to do those stuff on them. So you have to kind of you know have the spiritual defense up. Put on a full breastplate of righteousness. Put on your armor, full armor of God. When you go into those things, and don't go with just your flesh. So then your flesh could come when you hear those things. But then the spirit man stay up. So you could deal with those things and then.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Over this one.
Yeah, I'm good. But first of all, let me say good night to everybody. Still, I didn't say good night yet. You know what I mean? Cherry's a good night. Doris, good night. Nice to see you here, Doris, tonight. Veronica,
Good
good
night,
night.
God.
Who has we got here today? And well, I didn't see. I heard somebody's supposed to be here tonight. I didn't see them. However, Louis, good night to you. Nice for you join us online. All the ladies on the line. Where is men tonight? Where is men? Yeah. Louis was coming with there's no woman on the show last Saturday night, but no, there's no men on the show tonight. What's going on with the men? Where's
I-
Brother Rodney tonight?
So
Yeah.
Louis,
Can I-
huh? Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to comment on that before you move on, just really quick. You know, when you talk about what's that, relationship versus emotions, I've seen where it played out with for both roles, for both genders, men and both women too, both that are just in it for just the relationship, just what they can get out of it. I've seen that. I've just recently seen it with the woman. I never knew that women could get involved without any emotions.
Yeah.
It's just physical touch, you know, physical, and you know, they get what they need or what they want, and that's it. However, you find some people who want that want that emotion. They want that connection. And you know, for me personally, I want all of it. I want the whole nine. I want the emotions. I want the man to feel the emotions. And I know sometimes it's very hard, and I'm sure John can attest to this. It's very hard for men to share their emotions. If you can ever get him to get to that point where he's sharing, then you might have a chance. But if there's no sharing involved, you don't have a chance for it to go
it's
elsewhere.
true. When I like, you know, I always hear my wives, you know, I am very open when it comes to my relationship. I wear all my emotions right in front of me. I don't hide nothing. You know, I have to. I do. I don't hide anything. I cry if I have to cry. You know what I'm saying? Emotion. When you have that emotional connection with somebody, when you have that vibe, so to speak, with that person, and you're really honestly involved, deeply involved with a person, you don't have to, you can't hide nothing. Because you could try, but that emotion, when you have it, if you really love somebody, you can't hide it. You know, like if you don't love somebody, you're gonna show also. You know, and just recently I reminded my wife something she said to me, and we just laugh about it. And I said to her, see, I still do. But I never change. I always try to be better. But we all have our shortcomings. But and where emotion is concerned, some men, because of their hurts, and they might meet text and they love text and text might be nice, they still someone have a guard up. Yeah? That they are afraid to open up to text because Teresa have give them a bad number, like a Lulu number, you know what I mean? Boy, should I open up for text? Boy, text is a really nice lady, you know, but I don't know if I should let text see my weak side. Take advantage of me too, as how Teresa did. So he's on guard, you know? He not let not your emotions, so eventually she take advantage of the weaknesses, the weak part of me. And a lot of men got up and they play big man. I'm strong. But all that strength is hiding their weakness, and they don't want to tell, about the weak side. They don't hide their emotions. I cry easily. I don't want nobody to know I cry easily. She know I cry easily. She'll do things to me, and she'll have me where she want me. Because Teresa did that to me, and I can give myself away to Teresa, and Teresa just.
So, John, I have a question. When it comes down to men, do they pull the men aside in school and say, "Hey, this is the way you're going to be"? Because, or do they learn from one another? Because for me, it's been a mystery for so many years that so many men can just get involved with women and no strings attached. They just, it's just pure physical.
Let me tell you something. 99.9% of men. If you just seriously ask men when they first learn about sex, they will never tell you from their parents. One is from the movies. Some friend tell them about it. A boy or girl introduce them to it. They hear it talk about somewhere. Some magazine. They never say, "Daddy sat me down and told me about sex." They only now they start having sex education in some schools in a big way. I happen to have that in our school. Every Thursday at 1 o'clock, we used to have Mr. Duncan from the Family Planning Association come to our school and talk about sex and all kind of stuff. So that's where I learned my stuff from most of the time. My mom had a book home, what do you call it, paternal book, what do you call it stuff, and preparing for pregnancy and stuff like that. And because I was interested in medicine and stuff, I used to read that book a lot. So I knew a lot of stuff because I read those books, but she never sat me down in a big way and say, John, this is what life is about. So I learned those stuff from, like, I was a very interesting person in terms of interested in human social biology. I did right up to Form 5 for GC, prepare everything for that, right? But I am saying this to say that, in the school system, in your age, my age, there was nobody talking about sex. Not even in church, up to the church is afraid to talk about sex. So nobody taught us how to be men, how to be fathers, how to be a good husband. This is not something that is taught. Most of this stuff is look and learn, and hearing from the boys on the block.
Oh, okay.
So there's no class for that. There was no class for that. I was thinking the other day, I was driving along the other. I said, but we should have a mentorship class where we're teaching young men how to prepare them for manhood and all the aspects of life that
Was
we
the blind leading the
experience.
blind?
Yeah, that's what it was. But no, for me, I could probably now teach some young men some things. Like to this evening I was driving down and the guy who I gave a ride, he was telling me, you're so different. I want to be like you. Like I want to be like I see some things in you that I want to not what you want to use. So let's just say like an example for him. I can't get my thought to the word right now. But what I'm saying is that we have to find parents now, all parents now, like all of us here now, have gone through this cycle of life, and we are more trained now, most of us, better able to teach our boys and our girls about relationships, yes, about life itself, how to become a father, what is expected of a man to be a husband, what is expected to be a woman. And a lot of people quote the Proverbs 31 woman. How many women really live in that life? Of a Proverbs 31 woman. They say, yes, they are a virtuous woman. How many of them really live in it? How many of them are going out there and doing what it should be done to become that? How many fathers really being the husband of that woman? You see? So we could use the Bible a lot to make those statements, but are we living that word? You see? So the Bible have all the instructions for us to live by. But we do often, we leave the tithe and offering part. We leave the tongue speaking part. We leave the come to church every Sunday part. But when you come to Solomon, son of Solomon, when you come to Ephesians chapter 6, husbands don't leave that. They leave the other part. They want to bully their wives. They think that's what it is. I'm the head of the house. But the head of the house should be like Christ. Without spot, without blemish, without wrinkle. You see? Love the church. Just what that Christ loved the church, which is us. So we have a lot of missteps. And a lot of things have to be done to correct that. And biblically speaking, we need to engross ourselves in the Word of God more frequently and study it, to live by it. And that would probably make a difference in us raising our children effectively to become husbands and to become wives and become good fathers and good mothers. And Corinthians chapter 7 have a lot of instructions. What to do, what not to do. Who should be teaching who. And that would have come because of the experience of those people. And if more of us and who preach the Proverbs 31 woman would take and live by that, do what she did, invest, go into business, make a husband proud.
Sorry, when women in church talk about the Proverbs woman,
lot of women.
Only talk about it because
and pastors do that. A lot of pastors do it.
Right, but I don't think they really understand.
No.
What is a Proverbs 31 woman?
But the description is there. The description is there.
But they don't look at her that way. They look at themselves just being dressed nice, drive a nice car. But no, she was an investor. She investing.
She worked with her hands. She sewed her own clothes.
I cannot say that I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. And if anybody call me that, I will have a serious talk with them. Because she cook, she sew, she do all kind of things. She clean her
Look,
house, she make him look good. I am
exactly.
a Proverbs 31 woman.
Well, I think when it comes down to that Proverbs 31 woman, this particular woman had those skills, but we as women, we have other skills. The
But
Proverbs 31 woman may
So you
be
have
somebody
to
who
say,
does hair.
if you
mm,
want to model, if you want to say, I want to be like that model, you're supposed to be walking a runway. You're supposed to adopt that way, lose weight, look as her, have the hair like her, and begin to talk and walk that walk. So you
Well, I
cannot
don't know if it gave a physical description.
no, they didn't give a physical description, but no, that's the model. But
no, but the Bible did give a yeah, that's not it.
mm,
Yeah, that's not it. The Bible gave a physical description about what a Proverbs 31 woman is
is
and all about.
mm,
So if you're not doing that, you cannot represent her.
mm. I mean, and the evidence is there. I mean, Louise asked if anybody have read Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. I didn't read it. I heard about it. I heard people spoke of it quite often, and I haven't read it. You know, like I have not read The Secret, and I went to speaking at a session one year, and when I finished, the lady come to me and said, Mr. Callis, have you read The Secret? I said, no, I read the Bible. Say, but how don't you say this in The Secret? I said, they take it from the Bible. you know, so I said, have you read the Bible? No, I don't. I'm not a Christian. I don't go to church. I mean, oh, but you read The Secret, but you didn't read the Bible. You see, if you read the Bible, you know what most of 90% what is in The Secret come from the Bible. You see, so when I spoke, she said, well, I must have read that or listened to the tape. I haven't listened up to this day. I haven't listened. You see, so I use the Bible to do a lot of things that I do. You know, um, Deuteronomy chapter 28. If we are to read that,
Not yet, not yet.
okay, you ain't going there. Okay, I won't go there. Go ahead, Tex. I'll sip on my tea before my voice go again. Because in the morning I have no voice to talk. In the evening is good. If I talk too much, it starts to dissipate. You know, so I don't keep my voice down. So go ahead. Let me take a rest.
If you want to represent, if I want to,
Oops, I just dropped all my water.
no,
I'll be back.
okay, bye bye. Oh my God. Okay, if I want to represent a woman in the Bible, I would call myself Deborah. And if I ask anybody, who do you think that I could represent in the Bible? They will tell you, Deborah. Because why? That's a personality I have. That's what that's how I have this nature. That's the nature that I have. I'm very boisterous. I can lead men. I can talk to them. Why Doris went out? Good night, everyone. Oh, she's still on. Okay. And I just love leading. I love to say that I'm a woman of influence. So I would call people, could you come up here on this day? Could you come there? And I seldom yet to hear I call somebody and they will tell me, well, I can't come. I can't be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can truly say that's the person that I portray myself as in the Bible. But when you're talking about, and many, I don't know why people like to say, oh, I'm a virtuous woman. No, check your status. Check where you're coming from, the walk you walk before you get here. She was a woman that was very kept. Read about her in different Bibles. Read about her on her story. Go and find out what was her life all about. What did she do? How did she walk? Circumspect. So you can't be coming from, I'm from hitchy past sketchy, and then come here now and tell me you're a virtuous woman. It doesn't work. So somebody make a mistake and tell me, oh, Tex, you're a virtuous woman. No, with the mouth and attitude I have, no. I'm not one. I'm aspiring to be like Christ, not like her, so that the Lord could forgive me.
You always have me cracking up. But just thinking about it, I remembered some time ago when somebody was talking about the story with Martha and Mary, and I was like, I'm sure I'm like a martyr, doing all the work in the background instead of being at the feet of Christ,
Ah,
That's good that you can identify it.
Mary. Yeah, and she represents her. She is very dignified, and she listens, and she waits on her turn. That's a Mary. That's her attributes. That's what she. Me, no. I would butt in. I would give my point. I would give my point of view. And oh my God, it doesn't look good. I'll change. I promise. I'll be more like Christ. So, can we leave this topic or do we need to push some more? Doris, what do you think?
Um, I think we could leave. I think everybody covered just about everything. I hope.
Okay, so the next question. The man is not here. I wanted to knock them tonight. So I'm gonna skip that question.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm back.
we can afford to million. It's okay. So the next question is, what does crying mean to you as a man?
What does crying mean to me? There's different reason. There's different reason why I would cry. Um, let me say something. For me, I could be very emotional about things. Yes, especially about to lose something. hmm I'll cry about it. Um, if there is something I think that I want to do something about it and I can't get, I have to restrain myself, the tears will flow. Doesn't mean that I'm weak, it just means that I just don't want to kill you today. So the tears will come before I lose control of myself. I'll cry and humble myself. You see, in I remember when Taki just came into my life, and we went to the doctor, get our checkup and stuff like that, and including Genesis. And Belle, when she was on his sick bed, had pinched Genesis because she couldn't get up physically and walk around. And the mark stayed on Taki and Genesis' arm. And Taki one day pinned Genesis on the same arm, but not knowing that there was a scar there before. So when Genesis go to the doctor asks, what's wrong here? Oh, she didn't say Belle pinched her, she said Taki had pinched her. you know? And so the doctor called me in the office after and told me you have to report it to the child services, yeah? Because after the run doing this thing, they have to report all the stuff. I said, fine, go ahead. I mean, I have no problem with that because I know she didn't abuse Genesis, right? So the next day, child services showed up in my house unannounced. Yes, they showed up unannounced, and Genesis ran to the door, and she said, "Come in." She says, is John here?" He said, "Yeah." And Taki said, "Yeah." Genesis run, "Mom, somebody here to see you." And she hugged Taki and she come inside with Taki. And the lady said, "It don't seem we have a problem here. When we see a child loving a mother, and the report that she got is there's some form of abuse." So right away she had a conversation with Genesis by herself. She wanted me and she wanted Genesis, and she took it. She closed the case. However, the school didn't close their case too. So the Catholic school keep on investigating and keep saying stuff. And so I went to school one day. I had to let them know something. I said, "Look, let me tell you something. In my house, we trump the trial according to what the scripture says. And in a Catholic school, you have to expect us to trump the trial the same way the Bible asks us to train it out. So I don't want to have no further conversation about how I'm raising my child in a Christian home. Okay? We are not abusing her and we're treating her well. Yes? So any further conversation come out of that, I'll be taking legal action. Don't interrogate my daughter again anymore. And I never heard nothing from them again after that.
Is this one of
However,
the issues you cried about?
yes, and the reason why when they came, I got emotional when the lady came and things like that. I got emotional about that because I'm thinking about to lose Genesis. Because if they continue doing, they will the find ways abuse, they will take Genesis away.
Oh, blood of Jesus.
And I couldn't. That wasn't going to happen because all I go back in is my former life. You know how I could do with these people. And I'm serious. You know, the thought of them taking this away, I just started crying. I just got emotional about the whole thing. I was telling a friend about it the day I started crying again. You know, I just started crying. I just couldn't. The thought of they taking Genesis and what I would do to those people. You know what I mean? All I thinking what I would do to these people, take my daughter. That's where I was. That's what I was. And so tears came in because the system was backing me up against the wall. Sort of, you know what I mean? And I was not going to let it happen. I'll fight them tooth and nail. And the reaction to then, my thought process was not a nice one. So I just started crying when I think what I would have done. You know, there's a year, I think 1996, 97, there was a situation happening in Canada. And I went to some friends of mine and said, look, this is crazy. I can't do this thing. And I remember crying. You know, and Bell said to me, why are you crying? I said, you don't understand. The guy said, I'm buying a ticket and send it back to Grenada. Like, all those PR, they say, I'm buying a ticket and send it back to Grenada. You're not going to do that. You can't operate it like that. You know, so things, little things that easily besets you. I haven't had a romantic situation where I have to cry when my wife gonna leave me and stuff like that. When my wife was sick, I would cry without her seeing me. I would cry because she was such a outgoing person. She was, I mean, you think about you have somebody bouncing around with you everywhere you go. She's like a social butterfly, you know. And you look at this person in bed, she can help herself, you know. That made me cry often, but I had to cry when nobody would see me. I would go in the shower and cry in the shower and come back out laughing, but I'm hurting inside. You
You
see?
know, it's funny you say that because I had a conversation with my one of my baby brothers, right? And I
Mm,
asked the same question Tess just asked. You know, do you ever cry? And if so, you know, do you ever cry in public, right? And my younger brother, he said, no. He says, I cry. He said, I cry a lot, but nobody sees it, right? Because I told him, I said, you know, we as women, we may have a girlfriend to confide in. We might have a sister to go to. You know, we have somebody that we can share our feelings and our thoughts with. But
mm.
I asked him, I said, do you have someone that you can share with your thoughts and your feelings? He says, nah, sis, I take it to God. I take it to God,
No,
you
no. I
know.
have. I mean, when that happened with Genesis, the only person I really cried in front of that was my friend. He's my boss. Good friend. We went to same school together. I cried in front of him when I was explaining that to him. Otherwise, at times I was around my coworkers, they see me cry. Guys say, "Why you crying?" I say, "You don't understand. I can't explain to you." I cry. Something I get emotional about stuff. When I think about things, I was stuff I have no control over it at that time. I'm thinking what I could do, and I see something happen, I could do something about it. I can't do nothing about it. I cry. You know, I'm a cry. My cry is my emotion under control. You know, I keeping myself under control. I trying to restrain myself. My tears restrains me. You know, my emotion, that emotion, that cry. You see, some people cry for a lot of things, and some men don't want to cry in public. But if I have to cry in public, I say, "Oh, I'm crying in public." I remember one night I was crying. That before I become a born again Christian. My wife called my mother and said, "I don't know what happened to your son, but in the shower he's crying out." You know, my mom said, "Just leave him alone. The Holy Spirit working on him." You know, and it was true. I came to a point in my life where I had enough of the world. I had enough. I knew God. I knew what God was, and I went in the shower at night. And I just started crying out to God, right there and then. You know, I was asking for certain things to change in my life. You know, I remember one time I got so engrossed in using obscenities. I was talking to my mother-in-law on the phone one day. I said, I used the F word like I was talking to anybody else in the workplace. You know, and my wife said, "What you doing?" You know, and I prayed, Father. I said, you know, reading the Bible every time. Still, I said, "Father, dwell among people with unclean lips." You know, and I asked him to take me out of the situation. He did. But I tell him exactly how I wanted it to be done. it was done the way it was supposed to be done. When it happened to me, I was shocked. Yeah? I was shocked and I cried for days. A friend of mine, Lennox, came over to my house. He said, John, don't worry, everything will be all right. So when I mean, when you take that brother and dump him way off in the jungle in the east of Canada, some guys come from New York, you know what I mean, wanting to beat him, you know, how you could do careless that? And I was going to calm down, you know, but I cried when it happened. And God said, you asked me for something, I give it to you. You know, this is what you need to do now. I went to do exactly what he said to do. I get the job I wanted and everything. I stayed there for 12 years, not even landed. You know what I'm saying? God protect. So you could get emotional, but let your tears be a tears that will end up being one that pray to God for change. Yeah? There's no harm, there's no shame in crying. There's no shame in crying. The problem in crying in front of certain people who do not understand the depth of where you're coming from and will want to use it against you, and that will be a mistake. Don't ever use a man's tears against him.
Wow, that's powerful.
Don't use it against him. Never use it.
Powerful.
It's not a good
Wow.
thing. It's not going to work for you. Trust me, you think it's going to work. Yeah. You can't. You don't use it. I expose my even to my wife now. Sometimes she say okay. I say no, I'm not okay. I will tell her why I'm not okay. You know, I am as a man. I try to be as open as possible with my wife. I don't try to be something. Just what to see, what to get as junkies. That's who I am. I'm not gonna hide nothing because it doesn't benefit me to hide anything of my emotions. If I'm going through something, I mean, how would she help me? If she doesn't know what I'm going through. You know, so for me, it's to say, I mean, at times she said, John, you gotta get this done, get this done, get this done, get this done, get this done. And I do my best to get it done. You know, I ask people who I know could do it better than me, I ask them to come and do it. And I heard you said something earlier on, I think it was Teresa earlier on, uh, Veronica, Doris. I can't remember which one. I was in the washroom, it was having a shower and I had thing on, but I heard you said something about never let a man leave a woman in the house with a man. And this is so true. Never ever do that. Never leave your girlfriend with your boyfriend or husband in your house. Never leave your I've heard some situations and I know some situations, never ever do that. Never let a man sleep over your house and leave him in your house if I'm going to work. Don't do that. Seriously. I don't care how nice your friend is to you. You know, nobody knows. You know, I have a friend that go on vacation with another friend. And I'm like, really? Yeah? Like, for real. And then they break up a couple months after because eventually whatever happened in vacation was staying in Vegas happened because they didn't stay in Vegas. You know what I mean? Yeah, so don't do it. Don't do it. When you're leaving, they leave. When even today, even with my first wife and my wife now, if somebody come and ask for me, they meet them at the door. None of my friends come to my house when I'm not there. None of my wife would ever allow that, had never allowed it. Yeah? You don't allow it.
You
So
know,
that's
John, that reminds me of a story of what my mother experienced as a child. I mean, excuse me, as a young woman. We were in the home, and my dad used to put flour by the front door.
you know if anybody walk come in the house in the day.
Exactly.
The milkman came. And you step on the floor accidentally, you know?
And every morning he would take the flour to work with him.
Oh,
So yeah, he would take the flour to work, and yeah, no one was allowed to come to the front door. And my mom, she was not allowed to go out the door until my dad came home.
say what?
Oh
No, no,
yes,
no, 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 no. I don't do that. You know, you know something. I've come to this realization in my life, and no matter what you want, if somebody want to cheat on you, they will cheat on you. Yeah. Um, you cannot. Don't try to put no safeguard against that. Let me tell you something. Man or woman, if they have no self control, they will cheat. Yeah. They, you know, not every. You can't put a cat to watch cheese. Yeah. That don't work. Cat gonna eat that cheese. Yeah. You can't put a dog to watch egg. Gonna suck the egg. right? So when you have if a man doesn't have that principle of self control, right? He have made, according to text, if he had not made that covenant with his eyes, hmm, he is going to stray, go follow his eyes. Yes, it happens. I remember we were talking about something where a pastor and I was having a conversation with some other brothers, men's meeting, and he said he was sitting with some pastors, and a nice lady walked by, and this pastor bent down and said, "Wow, she looked beautiful." Yeah, and he made this statement. Not real, he probably didn't realize he was sitting among other pastors himself, and all the pastors go silent, on him. But then he get to realize, well, look, all of them saying that there was like silent because of he made that statement. But he found later on all of them was involved in the same kind of behaviors at the church. But he made he couldn't keep it under control. He said in public, and they was like, "What's wrong with this brother?" But then their heart was born with desire for other women in the church as well. You see, so desires always, if you're under control, you could stray. I have had several situations where I walk away from. I told my wife about it several times. You have to walk away from it. Yeah, walk away from them. You have to have that gall. Yeah, to say
Be
no
strong, my brother. Be
and walk
strong.
away. I remember and walk. This lady pull a 911 on me one time. Um, we used to go for lunch every day, every Friday actually, and that Friday was just go out, and she tell the guys, "Oh, we're not, John and him not going again." And I didn't know she tell him that, so I drove my car. She took a ride with me, and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna go with John, go with you." And she told the guy she not going. I got there, and the guy wasn't there, so I called him. I said, where you guys?" I was at the food table, and she said she was sitting at the table, and he said, "Oh, I thought you wasn't going." I said, "We here. I'm here waiting for you guys." He said, "Well, such and such say you're not going." I said, "Come on, I'm here." And she was so walking to me. I said, "Well, why you tell those guys you're not coming?" She said, "I just want to just have lunch with you." I said, "Oh," like really, you know. So those guys ended up coming down, and we ended up having lunch together. And the number of things she had done, I had reported it upline. And eventually they changed her shift and everything like that. And she didn't like the shift she got. Yeah. So eventually she ended up quitting on her own. But the thing about it is, if you're not careful, and you get yourself in that predicament, you could get burned, big time. And me, I am safeguarding my interests and my family, and I do not want anything to cause me to lose respect for my daughters and my wife. And that's my biggest concern. I don't want my wife
My
to not trust me. Because if you do it once, how would you explain it a second time? How would you trust is hard to regain, yeah, when you mess up. It's very hard. And nobody could tell me that I forgive you and you come back. In a relationship, I know no one of you here of women will ever forgive a man and don't forget that he had cheated on you before he hurt you very much. Yeah? It happens. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to hurt me. So
John,
like,
at the end of the day, it's called integrity.
yeah,
Each individual, they must give an account for themselves.
yeah.
It doesn't
And
matter how much time you cheat, how many times you deceive each other.
mhm,
You hear me?
yeah. I mean,
Veronica said that she cannot hear me. You can hear me now?
I hear you now. Yeah, you need to come closer to the. Yeah.
Okay. So each person must be responsible for themselves and take account, because at the end of the day, if you are unfaithful to your wife, the onus is still on you as the individual.
yeah.
People around you is going to get upset, they're going to get mad, but it is your heart with God.
Mm-hmm.
And what we got to understand, if they can walk away from God and commit that sin, what's the difference between me and you? They're gonna do what they're gonna want to do anyway. They'll come back and they may say, "Forgive me." You forgive them, but when you see at 1:30 past they're not here, and 4 o'clock past and they're still not here, your mind is automatically going back there. I know exactly where he gone.
You know something. I'd rather say that
And you
because
also
because there are times I coming home from work and I will stop up at the barber shop or probably I work like an extra little later than I should, and my wife expect me to be home by 7:30, quarter to 8. And it 15 or 8:25, she didn't see me, she would call me. Alright? And one day I was at the barber shop and she called and I answered, "Hey, what's up?" She said, "Oh, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll stop by roll on here." I said, "Okay, fine." Right? And one of the guys said, "Your wife calling you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is really good." He said, "Why? That is good. She marking your time?" I said, "Yes, she is, and that's good because when I traveling from work, I call and say I'm leaving. Sometimes I forget to call and say I'm leaving because of how I leave in a hurry. I just leave stuff and go and I just rush out, right? 2 weeks, about a month ago, they locked me in the shop in the back room. I didn't. The guy said, I'm taking a light off. I was on the computer doing something. And I said, "I'm coming just now." Probably didn't hear me from the back, and they just locked the door, you know? And I'm thinking, where do I go out? Because the alarm going to go off. So I push one door, the alarm go off, I just go right back, I walk out to the front door, and I said, "If the police come, I will not be here. I'll be gone long." you know? But I call, because the highway I drive on every morning, either the 400, not there's an accident ahead of me or shortcoming of me, and everything happens on that highway every day. There's an accident on the highway every morning. Whether up, not, low, middle, there's an accident. And you're coming home in the evening, I meet accidents on the road all the time. Last 2 weeks ago, I missed one by myself. So if she don't see me at some time, she'll call and find out. I have no problem with that. Because I'm not guilty of anything. And if I have to go by somebody, I'll call and say, "Look, I'm passing by this person, I'll be by that person, I'll talk to that person, I'll talk to you later." If my wife come here and phone somebody, I will put person on and say, "Look, I'm talking to such and such." I have not that. My phone, for example, doesn't have no password on it. I'll be going on my phone, she text the other night. Janice uses my phone, go on my phone. My wife could pick up my phone anytime. Before ring, she could pick up my phone. Your wife pick up my phone? Yes, my wife pick up my phone. What's wrong with that? I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. So, for me, I don't have nothing to cry for except my emotions when things go wrong, real wrong. And, and I don't know, perhaps, I don't want to speak those things because I don't want to speak things that don't want to happen to me. But, a lot of times when situation goes south, and men get emotional and they cry about it because that's the girl they love. That's the wife they trusted. They emptied everything to that woman, and she cheated on him with a friend. He came home, meet her, they buried another man, and all that stuff, and then they lose it. And some people kill people for that, they cry, they hang themselves, they do all kind of crazy stuff because they can't take the pressure because they put all the trust in that one person and that person disappoints them. And they do not know how to cope with those things. And that becomes an emotional stress that they can't handle. So that creates a problem for men. And men sometimes don't want to talk about that pressure burst pipe, as you know. And the pressure burst the pipe, they kill themselves or they kill the people and they kill the entire family when those things happen. So I think it is advisable, men, if you're listening tonight and you're facing any one of those situations, feel free to talk to somebody. Call your mother, call your pastor, call a friend, call the police officer, just to talk. Somebody that could cool and calm your nerve down. Somebody not a gas lighter. You know what I mean? Get somebody who just put some water, to quench that anger you have or that emotional stress. You could cry to that person. Let them know how you feel, what disappointment you're feeling. That will help relieve my tension with you. My first line of defense is my wife. I go to her if things are right. You know what I mean? I tell my wife straight up. I don't have to fight. I don't have to hide. I haven't cried to this wife yet because I have no reason to cry for anything yet. But I tell her how I feel about stuff. I opened up to her, and Belle was the same thing. At times I cry when things, when Belle going to business, doing business, started off business, different business, things not going well. I come in there and scratch my hands and start getting emotions, I cry. He said, "Don't worry, we're going to work it out together." You know what I mean? And I know she wanted to cry, but she's a stronger person. I was a crier. Belle was a strong person. She was stronger than me. But I would cry. And people say Belle love to cry, but I think I cry before more than Belle cry. But Belle used to cry a lot when things go wrong too. But sometimes what else? I remember one time we were living and Tottenham living Lansdowne, and we wanted to get out of a situation. And both of us started crying in the basement. We locked ourselves downstairs in the room in the back, and we just started crying. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? And everything was going wrong around us. And we found ourselves in a situation where we just had to calm down, and decided, okay, John and Bill, we gotta do this together. No matter what happened, let's brave up, let's get up and just start doing something different. And we end up getting the movement that place, get up for ourselves and start operating differently, you know. And we start moving on, doing things together. People thought we was landed for years. We was not. But we were doing things together and getting things done. And we reached up and we had the magazine and the radio was next, and here we are today. I mean, she's not here to see it, but all the growing pains, the crying nights, the losing enough money, take a loan off to do something, and then everything goes south. You know what I mean? She got sick and everything changed. You cry about it. I mean, I cry when I sit down here and I try to do the magazine together, and I get emotional. I cry. I do. So I'm not pretending. Okay, sometimes I come here, my wife, I know she sometimes, and I am here and I'm saying I go to the room after I finish the show tonight, and I finish it tonight. I gotta work on the magazine again, and I say, man, sometimes something that you just don't know how to do. I don't go back and read and go how to get that done, and just the pressure. I go to bed tonight and I'm, man, oh, I'll get that done. And why she know she rub my head like a baby and say, honey, you'll be okay. But the pressure, the magazine supposed to come out since January 1st. I'm still working on it. You know what I mean? I'm working on it. To change one that's on the website now, I'll put this one on. But it's pressure. So I cry. I do. I drive in sometimes and thinking, man, I gotta get this done. There's some things I have to get done before March. I gotta get them done. My voice is going. But
Okay. So, last question, and then we're gonna run it out. Ladies, what are the one question that you need to ask a man?
whoa.
What is the one question
I want to
you
hear
would
that
like
one.
to ask?
I want to hear the answer.
No.
When we ask this question, are we looking for a truthful answer or just an answer?
A truthful answer. What
A
is the
truthful
one
answer.
question?
Go
We
fishing.
may
Go
not.
fishing.
Okay. Number one, we may never be able to answer you because we are ladies here.
No, I'm here.
John
I'll
may
try to
never.
answer. I'm going to try to answer one. There are three ladies,
John
four of you
will
here.
not
So let's
be
ask the
able to
question.
answer. John will not be able to answer truthfully
Why?
based on what you want to ask because he may never had the experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, let the
So,
question. Ask
what
the
is
question. Ask the
so,
question. I'm willing.
so Louise, you need to help
Louise.
there.
Okay.
And Elaine, put it over there. And who else is there? Debbie Harper. Let's go. What is the one question?
I don't know if it's one question that you need to ask, but the first thing is,
one?
what are your intentions? Coming at me, telling me, I like you, whatever. What are your intentions? Are you serious? I mean, what are you looking for?
Okay. Well, Teresa, where are you? Can't see you. Let me play. Let me play the role of the guy on the street. I'll see you. That is something. Something that I had shared with some women one time. If a guy call you, tell you, hey, honey, what's up? I want to talk to you. Most time, women walk away. They don't bother. But stand up and ask him, what can you do for me? What do you want from me? Same question. And with myself now, I would say, well, I see a future with us together. I have a big dream, and I want somebody to help me fulfill it, to work with, right? That would be my line. Now, some other guy would fumble, they have nothing to say, yeah? when a man stop a woman, 99% of the time, when the man is asked the question, it's just not having title. Yeah? They don't know what to respond to. I see it happen all the time. You might have experienced that. The guy says, "So what can you do for me?" Well, I just talk with you. And, I have nothing to come out really. I never think that you'll stop and ask him those questions. So I always say when a guy asks you a question, stop you. Don't walk away. Because you really empty. You don't have nothing to ask you, to really tell you. Because you don't really have a plan. You don't expect it to stop either. So when you stop now, because you may have okay, you know what? Let me give him a reply. Yeah? Let me talk to him. Okay, you look okay. Let me look decent. Let me talk to him. Or perhaps somebody in your school or in your church and ask me the same question and he start having title. Okay, you never think you won't ask him those questions. And I always say, "Don't ask those questions because you would know exactly if you really after you, if you just after your flesh. Yes, the difference."
Well, John, I think you've said the key word. That's your line, right? So that's why I asked the question: are we asking to get the truth, or are we just asking just to get an answer? Because most men would they would shoot you their line, right? And they already know what they're gonna say to no matter who the woman is. They already have the words out. It's already written out. They know it, right? They already know your response. They already know what their reaction is to your response, right?
Yeah,
So
but Veronica, um, if you ask a man a question, what do you want from me? Yes, and he can't. Most of the time, I say they cannot come up with an answer. And even when they come up with one, I say, okay, when do you plan to do it? You have to have a follow-up question. Those of you in network marketing will know that you have to have a follow-through question. Yes? So you have to start asking questions that you want answers to now. So, okay, if you're interested in me, when can we meet? Today, can I meet you? Can we have a follow-up Tuesday at 8 or Friday at 8? Now, he's not expecting none of those questions from you again. He think, well, once the first question go, you have you already. Now, if he's single and free, and you have no schedule, nobody to meet, if other days in the week, you say Friday, right? And Friday, you plan out for more questions for Friday night. He don't know what you're planning. You understand? So you have to always have a follow-up question for the brother. Yes? So yes, he become a suspect until he become a prospect. You know what I mean, Teresa? He's a suspect until he become a prospect.
So the common answer to these type of questions, what is your intent? They won't tell you, well, I just want to talk.
Yeah, okay, nothing wrong with that.
Then if you say, talk about what? Then they say, well, I just want to be a friend.
Okay, so what kind
that
of friend do
wouldn't
you
work
want?
with me.
What kind of friend do you want to be? Because okay. What kind of friend do you want to be? I'm a serious woman. I don't have time for games. Are you a player? Ask him those questions. Be bold. Are you go ahead, Doris.
God,
Hey, Doris asking something.
just say,
Just a minute. So your field questions is that you're looking for a husband. You're not looking for a friend. Because you want to go right into interrogation. That will set them off. You will see.
So what are you looking for? Looking for somebody to play games still?
Because the minute time you ask certain type of question, if they're not serious and they just want to be a friend to get to know you, you set the bomb off and they'll never come back.
Well, hear my take on it. If he's serious about you, he will continue. If he's not, if he's a player, he'll be a player. He won't follow through. See, Tex, let me tell you from a man point of view. Okay, if a woman asks me this question, I would. If I'm not interested, she would know right away. I would just giggle and walk away. Yeah, and just play the game. If I'm interested in her, yes. Hold on. That men would play. They love to play, and they see a victim. Let me tell you something. As a lot of men look at women and they watch them, they hear about them, and they position themselves to get to them. So they're playing. So they know the hero Teresa weaknesses, the hero Doris weaknesses from friends and associates. Because they hang out around people. So they say, okay, I'm going to play that game. I'm going to play the guy in the corner. I'll play that person. And when I see her, I go pretend to be that person. Yeah, but then you have to have your be on your A game as well, you know, and that's where like yeah.
It's a dangerous game to play for anybody.
Mm,
When you're going into a friendship or when you're meeting somebody for the first time and you open that vulnerable box, what is
mm,
this? Why this? And what is that? They see your weakness because what you actually showing is how vulnerable I am. So when you want to ask a question, be careful of the type of question you ask
mm.
because that could turn around and bite you because
Mhm.
you are vulnerable.
Yeah,
A lot
but
of women
again,
show
text.
a lot of women show weakness by their
Mm,
emotions.
mm.
Mhm.
But there's strong. Let me tell you something. There's some women out there. Men would not dare approach them. I will tell you why. And I have no problem approaching those women if I have to. If I have to date again, strong women do not intimidate me. Yeah. If a woman dressed
That's
modestly,
you
well,
personally.
hold on. Let me finish.
Gen-
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. The
all
strong
right.
woman would not intimidate me. I know men that they see a woman well dressed on the street, well proper, they will never approach her. Why? She look intimidating. She look strong. She look upright. She look as though she know what she is doing. She's well circumspect about herself. She has everything together. And when she opens her mouth to talk to you, you start to get intimidated yourself. You're saying, "Oh, I don't know if we could go beyond that conversation. She is deep." He walks away. Yeah,
Exactly.
men do not approach women that look strong and about their business. Yeah, men see women passing with a little piece of shorts and tight dress and skirt and they looking like a cleavage down. They say, "Oh, she looking." They will approach. Let that woman dress nice, dress properly, come covered up and nice. Like how you say it again? Skeletos shoes. Like you say text and your Gucci bag, you know, and
But
your scarf in your hand and a rug neck and your little
Mhm.
glove in your hand, walking proper, head up, I said chin up, walking with high heels. They're approaching you. They say, "Whoa," and they let you pass. Let another lady pass,
only
looking like they'll approach. So
no,
is your sometimes we get men approach based on appearances. Yeah,
Mhm.
and strong women find why I can't get a man. Why I'm so educated, I'm so this I can't get a man. Now you can't get one. Some men feel intimidated by you, so they don't approach you.
John, that kind of reminds me of my ex-husband. He told me one day, he says, I don't even know how to approach you, and I'm your husband. He says, I don't get it. He's like, I can't read you.
Mm,
I don't know. I can't get there with you. And I find that to be true. A lot of men, they look at me and they admire me, but when it comes down to the conversation, only a certain kind of man can approach me.
mm,
Only a certain kind. And I know that kind of man. And when they do approach me, it goes easy.
mm,
But if you're not that kind of person that's coming straight up with me, mm-mm. They look at you, they admire you, they smile, and they keep it moving.
I say something. There is
Doris was going. Doris was going to say something.
and Doris have to come in. Thank you.
Doris, I can't see you. I can't see you clearly. I can't see you. You're looking like a little dot on the top of there. I want to see you big, bold, and beautiful. Let some guys see you nice and beautiful. You know. You might get a couple phone calls tonight, Doris. Come on, come on. Don't hide in the dark there. Come on up. You
So
know you on Gemfm, you know. I see you today, blue and bold, but I can't see you now. What's going on?
I don't know. You
lights
can't.
is off.
Yeah?
Okay, I see you good here, but on the top I see you kind of small. But that's okay. You're looking good there. Go ahead, talk.
Oh, well,
Go ahead. Go. Mm.
that part of what I was going to say. What I was going to say is when a man approach you or you're going to see somebody, you ask them what their intentions are. And you tell them, well, I'm looking for a husband. Are you looking for a wife? Are you ready for that? Look at the face. Look at the face. He'll answer a question. Then look at the face.
The one looking for the closest exit to run, right?
So John, this is what I tell men. I asked them, what is it that you want from me?
Mm.
Because, and before they get a chance to answer, I said, I don't have a place for you to live. I don't have no money. I don't have no, I'm not sharing my body with you. So you tell me what it is that you want from me. And most times they say, oh, it's like that. Oh, that's the kind of attitude you have. So it runs people away because you
No,
let them know, hey, I don't have ABC for you. So
no,
now
no.
what?
Just say no sex before marriage.
No, sir. No sex before marriage.
Not only sex, I don't have a place for you to live. I don't have no food for you. I don't have no ride for you. Hey, I'm just out. If you want the word of God, I can help you with that. If you want love in God, I can help you with that. But anything else outside of that, I'm sorry.
Hear what Louis says. Louis, Doris, hear what Louis says here. My first question or statement to my husband prior to our marriage is, please keep your credit clean. Where to go, Louis?
I told my daughter that. I said, if man come with you, make sure you find out if he had debts. Let him clear them out first.
You know, I heard that before. I think a young man was going to get married. He asked me a question many years ago, a deacon at the church, and we went to a barbecue, and he and his wife to be had a come up to me, Brother John, I want to ask you a question. Okay, I say fine. Will you marry somebody that have credit debts to pay out? I say yeah. Why not? He said, I mean, you paid out. I said, yeah, there's a condition to it. I said, if she took that user credit to educate herself, she made an investment in herself for something, I'll help pay it out because I'll be beneficiary of the result. Yes. But if that credit card was for she and Tom going on vacation in the Bahamas, I ain't paying that. You understand me? I ain't paying that one. I'm not paying for a man vacation. I'm not going to do that. You see? If she buy a car for Tom and Tom is not longer here, I shall pay that for the car, I got to get the car, or Tom will pay for the car. And I credit. Yes? But I'll still married to you, but that money, you have to pay it out. You only have to pay it out.
Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm not married today, because my student loans, you get that balance at the back at the end of the course. I told my ex-husband, I said, I cannot share this money with you because it's not a guarantee you're going to be around 10 years from now.
If I want to have a student loan and when she went to school, that's okay for me. I could help pay that out. Because whatever she study, whatever she's going to be, is part of what we're going to be together. You see? But if the loan is for some vacation, some dinners, and some travel, hotel expenses, where I wasn't even the shit in on that bed. You know what I mean? I didn't get lied on. I wasn't the pillow you hug either. So why am I paying for it? You know what I mean? No, sir. No, guy, I'm not gonna pay that. So I'm saying to say that when a man approaches you, and you ask him those questions, he's not prepared for those kind of questions. Most of the man see a woman in the street, he look at her physical attractiveness, because women are naturally beautiful, and he sees that person, if the clothes is fitted, he see it, he looks, and he make a move. Yeah, it's like a lioness looking at the prey. She looking at that punks and that rabbit, and he go after it. Yeah, the escape could be how you respond to him. Yes. So if you become, what to say again? He got you. You understand? Yeah. And once you start boring on and start watching his shoes and watching the eye, yeah, you gotta look. You do this. Yeah.
Yep.
You'll be right there. You can't be born on laughing. No, he got you. I see it happen. I remember when I was going to school.
Gotta be hard and serious.
I met this girl this guy was talking from the principal office. She just came to school to get admitted in the school, and this guy approached her. And from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 8:30, when the bell ring, she removed all the leaf on one side of the tree. The cotton tree right in front of the school. She just chip it away You guys had under some serious conversation. Up to today, if I see her, we always laugh about this. You know, she married, she had children and stuff. We always talk about this. I said, girl, I never forget this day when the guy make you move all the leaf on one side of the tree. Just, you had under some serious conversation. You know, I can't remember, they're not dating eventually, but they did not get married. She moved to Canada and he was in Grenada. But I ended up meeting her in Canada. Yeah, and I want to see her. First thing I see, I started laughing. Because I went to a Kentucky Man Bell one night and I saw who I think was her behind the counter. So I said, Janet, what's going on, girl? He said, no, I'm her daughter. She said, my mom just going to use the washroom. And she came out and she tried to see me, she said, John Bell. And you know, the whole school thing come back again. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you don't know what you want, I don't know, you don't have a standard to live by, and the guy approaches you without you have no defense, and you came from a relationship where you've been battered and bruised, and you're looking for somebody to heal you, instead of you trying to heal yourself. I think this guy is it, the light and shining armor, and all his sweet talking, you know, sweeter than honey, all his lips are sweet and everything. He will, you know, he say all the right things that you want to hear, and you said, okay. And you say, when can we meet again? And you say, here's my number. You know, then you know. And you give him your number. He know that he has you because you give him the number. And I think it's a time when you don't give your number at the first time. No. Give him a number, I will call you. We do the reverse psychology. You call him. Don't tell him, you know what I'm saying? Ask him for his number. Don't give him yours.
All right.
Yes, Tex.
This program because it's 10 o'clock here in
I
Canada,
don't know.
it's 11 o'clock in the Caribbean, and we're trying to keep their time to keep them in time. So if we go over,
Oh, Pastor Grave is here. Good night, Pastor Grave.
if they go over, and that time it's very hard to have them coming back.
In the morning, yeah.
We take that time for them, and it was a good show tonight. All the questions is there, but we're gonna have it one day in the day. Today is what? Tonight is but Wednesday night. Pastor Femin is gonna be here tomorrow, so we're gonna rattle those type of questions and hear him answer.
2:30 tomorrow. Yeah, I hope I'll get some time tomorrow to listen. My voice, I'll try to save my voice for in the morning. I have to, you know, in the morning my time my voice will be like you see start cracking up now, but in the morning time it'll be worse. You know, I'm just praying God that my voice don't go away and stuff. I can't go and I try to stay away of as much as I can from speaking too much. So, you know, I think I do a lot tonight. I'm talking there already. So, you know, just have to keep it.
God is good. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
You get better. I mean, it was worse. I mean, I couldn't talk at all at one time. Just keep it. Voice was really strenuous, but now some hot water keep it good. You know. Yeah. So I drink a lot of hot water to keep it. So in the morning, I want to come in the morning. Wasn't lie down and rest myself because I need to do the rest of the day. You know. And by 12 o'clock, my voice started getting really good. You know. Yeah. And then in the wrong hour, so again, it start acting up again. So. I hope yeah.
Is he saying that he's coming on the 2:30 show tomorrow? Is that what he's saying?
No, not. I'll be dropping a line here and there, you know, because sometimes I would work. If I don't take lunch the same time when the show comes on, you know, I will miss it. But probably try if I take the lunch around 3 o'clock, I might come on. Yeah. If.
all right. So thanks, guys, for being on tonight. Thank you, Teresa, and for those that listening on Facebook. Thank you for coming in. And our special friends on the Radio Land. We want to say thank you for listening to us always. And this is Texman Warren on Gemfm.
And I want to say to you guys, don't forget to listen to the radio station outside of Facebook, www.gemfm.ca, because we still have new program, we still have motivational stuff going on, we still have the preaching, we still have the teachings. Everything goes on during the day still. When before text, after text, and after text, and after text again, and in the night time. So we have a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't be like where I get to meet text. We take that to meet me. We get with Dorothy to be in the midnight train. You know, there's still stuff going on in the midnight train, but that does not be there. But the music still flows. You know, I just want to get back to that point where I could do the midnight show again after 10 o'clock show, 10 until 12, or from 12 until 1, or 12 until 2 sometimes, you know. So the radio station is still there. We could still join in and then send me a link, send me a shout, say, John, I'm listening to you. And I could send a shout out to somebody, you know. Because before we used to do it on TuneIn used to have a chat box, but TuneIn cut us off. So we could still chat WhatsApp and say, John, I'm listening, and Messenger, say, John, I'm listening. And share the link, share the vibe with somebody, share the website with your friends. Just send out the link, www.gemfm, to your contacts. So they can listen to the radio station during the day. So then they can be on Facebook, or some people have a Facebook account or a YouTube account. So they could just listen to the radio. You know, and if you have a Wi-Fi in the car, you can set it up and the Wi-Fi could go on through the car as well. You know, so radio stations everywhere. Any device you have, gemfm.ca. All right, Tex.
All
My
right.
morning.
It's good to be here. Good to talk. And this was a good talk. So we're going to bye-bye.
But man, don't forget to cry. If you have to cry, cry if you have to. Cry if you have to. Teresa, is there any oil on tomorrow with pigtail in it? You're muted. Any oil on tomorrow with pigtail?
No,
No?
no, no.
Pea soup. I see the 360 have a bad pea soup today in St. George's.
Oh, I missed that bit.
Where's that? Okay, well, where is that?
Yeah, St. George. I don't know exactly which part it is, but 360 had a nice oil and a nice pea soup today. I see Lincoln Deputy was promoting it today, and his page as always every day. You must check the Lincoln Deputy page for the menu of the day. They have a
Okay.
360 always have some good food. I'm telling you. I wish I wasn't great. I'll be going there for lunch every day.
Bye-bye, guys. It's my post time and I gotta go.
All right, Tex. Have a blessed night. Thank you,
All
thank,
right. Good night, all.
thank you, Louise. Thank you, guys. Doris, I got to see you. I want to see more of you on the show. Yeah, you and Veronica are always there now, so I know she on the Mario show too, and Doris will be on the Mario show next Tuesday too. All right. Yeah. So come on, let's be Louise. Time for you to come on the show. You know, don't stay in Hamilton. Come on, JMFM. Come on out. We gotta bring Louise on Saturday morning. Louise, can you join us Saturday morning? We need to hear Saturday morning, Louise. Okay? Come on out, Louise. Don't stay in Hamilton. Come on, JMFM. Join us on Saturday morning. All right. Tex is your show, not mine. Heart to heart, folks.
So
Every
I
Wednesday
was
night.
saying for the first time I'm getting you on the radio.
Ready? Great.
Yeah.
Very good. So share it with somebody. Just hit this share button and share it with somebody. Because I will play some music, some nice music tonight. After that show, I gotta play some serious music. So listen to some music on GemFM. Yeah, I'll play some nice music for you guys tonight. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
All right. One love, one love, one love. Okay.